Welcome back. In the last session, we completed all the array concepts, how to declare an array, initialize the array, how to retrieve the values of array using for loop, while loop, and for each loop, right? So now, in this session, we are going to deal about what is meant by array list. If you remember in the last session, we have discussed that array can handle only about handle with a fixed length of elements, right? So that is one of the limitation of array. That is what in order to overcome this, that is what the array list coming into picture. Array list will handle the dynamic data. That means you can add a value at any time, as well as if you want to update a value at any time, the runtime, right? You can do that. That is what array list is more powerful than array. So we will see how to declare an array list, how to update the value in the array list, how to add a new value in the array list, how to retrieve the value from the array list. That is what this session we are going to discuss all about. As usual, we will discuss more in practical than theoretical. Let us go straight away in creating an class file to understand it. Let me create a class file as array list concept, something like that, right? So what I'm going to do is let me create public static void main. Yes. So now syntax, right? Syntax for um, declaring and I can yeah, declaring the array list, right? How to declare an array list? So the syntax is array list. What is the data type name? Say if you want to say a string is a data type name, and I'm giving as something ARR, something like that. Equal to new of array list. And if you want to give data type here, even if you don't want to declare the data type there, that is also fine. Then this bracket, that's it. Then mouse over on it, just alt enter, import the class. And see that Java idle.array list coming into picture. Yes, now the array list have been pulled over here, and now, so this is how we have to declare the array list. Now, what is the syntax to add the elements to the array list? I'm saying as initializing array list. How to initialize the array list? ARR dot, there we have given as index, right? Here array list there is no index at all. Just you have to add the elements one by one. So add is the command for this. Array, whatever the variable name you have declared, dot add what is the so I'm adding a, right? Let me add one by one. I am going to say add b, right? Something, two elements I'm adding. Okay, so this is from subscript 0 and this is from subscript 1. Like if you want to compare to array, this is index 0 and index 1, right? So like this, similar like array, this is how it will be storing. But here we will not give like a subscript of 0 or subscript of 1, just we will add it one by one. Okay, now let us print and see that how to print. Just if you want to print the whole array, just what I have to do is let me, sorry, printing uh, the whole array. It's right. I'm not retrieving, I'm just printing it. It will not retrieve, it will print with square brackets. Let's see how to print that. Just print ARR, that's it. I run this, you'll see that A comma B will be there. Yes, A comma B. So this is the array. So this is in the zeroth position and this is in the second, I mean first position. That is 0, 1, right? 0 A of ARR of 0 is having value A and ARR of 1 is having value B. Okay. Now my intention is, so far it is good, right? Yeah. Now my intention is to add a value, right? To add a value to the array index. So I want to insert a value C after AB, right? How to add a value or inserting a value in the array list. How to insert a value in the array list? How can I insert means just ARR dot, you can see that same add command, but you have to mention the index. What is the index? It is 0, 1, but I want C in the next position. So 0, 1, 2. 2 comma what is the thing? C. I want to print C. Now if you run this, now the same thing will print as A, B, C. Okay, let me print this. This is printing. I can say whole array list before adding. Now after adding, what it will be there? Same thing I'm going to print here. After adding. Okay, yeah. Let me insert a blank line, right, so that it will be more clearer. Let me run this. Yes, you can see that A comma B. This is before adding. Now I am adding C. That is in the second index position. That means 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. The second position I'm adding C. That is what ABC is coming into picture. Now if you want to insert, that is what the purpose of array list, right? I'm adding at runtime anytime, right? I can keep growing like this, right? That is what the limitation of array we have seen, and now the array list is overcoming that. Now I am going to update it. Whether I want to update the same element instead of C, I want to mention like E, something like that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm updating the existing value. How to update the existing value? Right? For that, what I have to do is add arr dot. There is a method called set. You can see that set what position, same second position. Instead of C, I want to print it as say D or E. Let me print as D, something like that, right? So this will overwrite C into D, right? So I am going to print and show you. So what I'm going to do is let me insert a blank line so that now same thing I'm going to print here, printing after updating. You see that? Now if I run this, you can see that. Yes, you can see that this is before adding the value. After adding the value, it is came as ABC. Now I am updating this from ABC to ABD. Instead of second position from C to D I am printing. So it is printing, it replaced the value. That is the difference between set and add, right? So that is the difference, you would have understand that. Okay. Now I want to get the length. How to get the length of the array list? Same thing as we seen in the array of the array list. I can say that length of array list arr dot size, right? That is the thing, and enter a blank line so that it will not merge with the previous result. Let me run this. You can see that the size is 4, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, so 3 values are there, right? 3 values, right? So this is the syntax for getting the length of the array list. Okay, so far I didn't retrieve the value, I just printing it, the whole array. I want to retrieve the value. So as we know that how to retrieve the value, you have to use a looping technology. So for that we already know, I already discussed in the array concepts in the last session, for loop, while loop. But the most preferable way I told is to use for each loop, right? So let us use for each loop. For using for each loop to retrieve all the values of array list. How can we do that? For, so what is that? String is the data type. I'm giving something a or something, what are the user defined name, then I'm giving this value. That's it. Now system dot out dot print or println, I can say as a, right? It will fetch all the values. Okay. I want not to print in the line by line. I want to print in the same, right? Um, Same line. So let us run this. Yep, you can see that ABD. I'm able to retrieve the value, right? Okay, and if I want to get a particular value, right? Wow, how to get a particular value? Retrieving particular value. Retrieving a particular value. Nothing but just do ARR dot get. Get is the one, and what are the index? Say I'm giving 0, it will print as the 0. We want to get index of 1, it will get the index of 1, right? Let me insert a blank line so that it will not merge with the insult as usual. Let me run this. Yep, AB, you can see that you have 0 contains A, and one of one I mean subscript of 1 contains B, right? So we have discussed these many methods. So the result is simple. This is the let us a small recap. Let us discuss from the beginning. So this is to declare the array list. Then I'm initialize the array by using the add command. Then I'm printing the whole array list using just printing ARR. Then inserting a uh, new element, right? This is inserting a new element. Just give the add condition, just give the subscript number, and just insert the element, and then I'm updating the element using set. Then I'm using for each loop to get all the thing. Array dot size is to get the length of the array, and get is to get the retrieve the whatever the particular position, whatever the value you want to retrieve on the particular position, use get, right? So this covers what are the functions used in array list. Hope you understood that this practical example. The next session we will see about a small break for the collection framework. We'll discuss about enums. Then we will go with the hash map and hash table. Until then, it's good night. Thank you.